Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our AllGo Mastercard webinar. We hope you're having a good week. It's nearly Friday. So today, we are going to be doing the AllGo Mastercard, a brief overview, and then a Q&A to answer all of those questions you guys may have in the lead up to Christmas. So Rod and Gary weren't able to join us today, but you will have your lovely hosts, myself, Circa, and my colleague Laura Marcy, who is Orders Managers, to guide you through everything you need to know about the AllGo Mastercard for Christmas 2024. Today we will be covering the small benefit, a quick recap. We will do a comparison between the physical MasterCard and the Digital Plus MasterCard. Laura will be chatting to you about the order process and the order lead time and cutoff dates. And at the end, we will have the Q&A. So, a brief overview of AllGo. I'm sure most of you know us by now if you've seen the videos or our new website. We are a guaranteed Irish business and we are based in Dublin, where we have been since our launch in 2016. This time of year is the really busy season for us, so we have recruited extra help and we now have 40 employees to help service our 10,000 gift card clients that will be ordering this year. And we also have our two sister brands, Amplify. We recently launched a new website, which is amplifysuccess.com, and allgifts.ie for your consumer vouchers. So on to the small benefit scheme. 2 weeks ago, we had our dedicated webinar for all of your small benefit scheme questions. And if you'd like to watch back on that, it is on our website, allgogiftcard.com. But just for a quick overview, in 2024, the small benefit scheme allows for 2 gift cards per year per employee with a combined total of up to €1,000. So this usually results in a tax saving of up to €633 per employee. That's what you can save as an employer under the small benefit scheme with the AllGo Mastercard. There are a few rules, so that €1,000 limit being one of them, maximum 2 gift cards per employee per year, and you cannot make any cash exchanges for the AllGo Mastercard. It needs to be used for purchasing services or buying products, and there can be no salary sacrifice for the employees. Now, this year in 2024, Revenue did introduce their enhanced revenue reporting, which is a mechanism that employers need to use to report what awards they give their employees to Revenue. Is more information on the Revenue website and also on allgogiftcard.com in our blogs. And in the year 2025, the small benefit scheme will be increasing to 5 gift cards per year with a combined total of €1,500, which gives you plenty more opportunities to reward your staff. Onto the MasterCard itself. So we offer a universal gift card, which can be spent in store and online, even abroad, anywhere that MasterCard is accepted. So that's up to 100 million merchants worldwide, both online and in store. These are single load cards, so they can't be topped up. And under the small benefit scheme, they can't have any cash equivalent, so no ATM withdrawals. We have 2 formats that we offer, the physical card, which is a swipe and sign card for in-store purchases that can also be used online. And the digital PUS card can be used in-store by your recipients when they add it to their Google or Apple Pay wallet for contactless and as online as well. Now, just to introduce a quick interlude, I'd like to launch a poll. So we would like to know when you plan on giving your recipients their gift cards, or when do you think that your staff should be receiving their cards? Okay, there's a clear trend coming in for December. Brilliant. Fabulous. All right, get your answers in, folks. All right, I'm going to end the poll there. So the 3rd week in December seems to be the overall overwhelming majority of you guys. So that's great, right before offices close for Christmas and everything. And later on, my colleague Laura will go into why getting your order in early is important so there's no disappointed faces on in the third week of December. All right. All right, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Laura to give you more details into the technical side of the ordering process. So thanks, Laura.
Thanks so much, Circa. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to go through the two formats of MasterCards that we offer. And we offer a physical card and a digital plus card. So you can see on the right-hand side of the screen the image of what our card looks like and also our card carriers. So each card that we dispatch is presented in a DL envelope with the employee's name displayed in the envelope window, and the card value for the recipient is also printed on the card carrier inside. All orders for both the physical and digital MasterCards can be placed on allgogiftcard.com, and we do just require a spreadsheet of the recipients' names. And we do branding options for both cards. And for physical, it'd be a personalized message on the card carrier, a color logo on the card envelope, and also a branded card carrier or a branded greeting card. And we've three types of options for delivery for physical cards as well. We have bulk delivery, individual delivery, and portal delivery. Bulk delivery is delivered all the cards straight to as with a courier to your business location. Individual delivery is straight to the employee's home address, and portal delivery is the employee actually orders the cards themselves through a website that we set up for them. And then for our digital plus cards, these are used for easy distribution by email and mobile wallet. So the card is emailed directly to each individual recipient. Last year, we did actually require a mobile number of each recipient, but now we just need first name, last name, and email address. Again, it's just placed the same way. It's ordered on allgogiftcard.com with an upload sheet with the recipient's details. And the branding options for digital plus cards, we can do a personalized message on the card email or also a branded card email that goes out 24 hours before the recipient is due their card. And digital cards delivery are just emailed directly to the recipient's email address. And we have a little table here just as a comparison for the physical and digital cards. So both can be spent in store. The physical card is like a swipe and sign. There's just a mag strip on the back of the card. And for Digital Plus, it's with tap with Apple and Google Pay on the phone that the recipient could download it to their Apple or Google wallet. Spend online, both cards can be spent online anywhere that accepts MasterCard. They just need to register the card for 3D Secure first. And then spend abroad as well, anywhere that accepts MasterCard. And as Circa said earlier, it's over 100 million locations. Delivery options again is bulk or individual delivery or through the order portal. And for Digital Plus, it's emailed directly to recipients. We do offer express delivery for both. This means after we receive the payment, the card will be dispatched 24 hours after payment receipt. And just to repeat again on the branding options, we do personalized message, company logo, greeting cards, and branded card carriers for the physical cards, and personalized message and branded email for the digital cards. Our order lead times at the moment are 1 to 5 working days from payment receipt for the physical cards and 0 to 4 working days from payment receipt for the digital plus cards. I'll touch a bit more later on in that just about our Christmas lead times, but that's what we're working off at the moment. And for card activations, the recipients can activate their cards on allgo.getmybalance.com for the physical and through the Get My eCard app for the digital plus cards. And then transactions and balances can be found the same way for physical on the allgo.getmybalance.com site and Get My eCard app for digital plus. And then are they reloadable? Unfortunately not. The cards are one use only. So once the card is used up, unfortunately we're not able to reload. A new order will have to be placed. So the order process, you place your order online for both the physical and digital plus cards. You order online at allgogiftcard.com. Since the 1st of October 2023, we do require a spreadsheet of the employees that the cards are going to. This is generally just first name, last name, and then the email address if it's a digital plus card. Step 2 of the process is to pass our security checks. This just runs in the background automatically. Most businesses won't even be aware that the KYB check, which stands for Know Your Business, is running in the background when you place an order. But once you do pass the security check, you'll move on to step 3, which is receiving your invoice by email. Once you receive your invoice by email, the next step is to pay that. It's done by bank transfer. Each invoice contains an individual IBAN, so no two organizations' money will ever be mixed. Everyone gets their own individual IBAN to pay into. And the final step is just to process the order and dispatch from our side. And once the recipients get their cards, they can activate it, whether it's a physical or digital card. So then, just to follow up on the lead times that I was talking about, so we have two different cut-off times for going into Christmas. On the right-hand side on the calendar, you can see the days that we're actually open over Christmas. So we're working the full day up until the 24th. We're closed the 25th, 26th, 28th, and 29th, but we'll be working the whole way up to Christmas to get all of your orders out. For physical cards, for delivery before the 25th of December, we'd recommend to have your your order ordered and paid by Wednesday, the 18th of December. And for digital plus cards, ordered and paid by Friday, the 20th of December. And for email delivery before the 25th. We are aware that a lot of companies may close on the 20th. So we'd recommend even getting your order in and paid for the week before them dates if you do need them by the 20th. Again, everything is just not guaranteed before Christmas, but we'll be working the full way up to Christmas to get everyone's orders out. And we do operate a red zone, which is from Monday the 9th of December to Saturday the 21st. And these are basically 2 weeks that it's going to be all hands on deck in here. And we'll be prioritizing getting the order fulfillment out for all the MasterCard orders. Our communication levels probably won't be as strong these 2 weeks compared to every other time of the year, just because full focus is getting everyone's orders out the doors, so the businesses have their cards for Christmas. What we would recommend for you to get the best service from AllGo is to have your order in and paid for before Monday, the 9th of December. You'll get a much better service from us. You'll have your cards nice and early for Christmas. There'll be no pressure on anyone. But do recommend if you have any email queries or anything between the 9th of December and Saturday the 21st that we're more focused on getting the orders out the door. So do, again, just try to have your orders in as early as possible. That's kind of everything about the MasterCard side of things. We are open now until 12 to do any questions at all through the Q&A box. Myself and Circa can take it in turns to go through them. So yeah, everyone just start popping their questions into the Q&A box down the bottom and we'll go through them then. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Laura. That was really insightful. Okay, we have a question in so far. Did the max amount of the budget on the card not increase to €1,500 in the budget? So the finance bill was released a few weeks ago, and that came after budget 2025. Unfortunately, the limit will not be increasing until January 1st, 2025. So for the end of 2024, the small benefit scheme will include up to €1,000 and 2 gift cards maximum per recipient. Okay, let's see. Another question we have, Beryl wants to know, can you go through what the recipient has to do when they get their physical card? So maybe I can take this one, Laura. So Beryl, once the recipient gets their physical card on the card carrier itself that Laura pointed out in the materials that they receive, there is full instructions on where they need to go to activate the card. So they will go to allgogiftcard.com, click cardholder login. They can either create an account if they haven't got an account already or just log in. And the website will prompt them to activate their card. So to activate their card, they'll use the surname, which you would have uploaded for them in your order spreadsheet, and the activation code, which will be supplied to you by AllGo once your order is dispatched. And from there, it's happy spending. Okay, Laura, I have a question for you. Can I order some physical cards and some digital cards to suit employees?
Absolutely. We do require that two separate orders are placed, just because our physical cards and digital plus cards just operate off two different spreadsheets. For invoicing, for digital plus, it just requires an email address. That's basically the only difference. But we can assist you as well if you need a hand placing the order, but both can be placed on our website, allgogiftcard.com. There's a digital plus order form and a physical order form as well. But if you need help doing that, you can email us and we can give a hand setting up the two separate orders.
Absolutely. Okay, Laura, another question I have for you. Can you order odd amounts from Deirdre? So, example, can I order one card with €283 and another card with €562 in the same order, or does it need to be rounded to the nearest 10?
No, we can do any amount, and we just can't do cents. So we can't do like €100, 10 cents on a card, but we can do any variation of denomination. And the lowest that we can load on a physical card is €10, up to 2,500, and for Digital Plus, it's €5 to 2,500. But any amount within them, is no problem at all.
Fabulous. Thank you, Laura. Um, Emer has asked, if you are a regular customer, do you still have to fill out that Excel again? And Emer, yes. So for each order that you place, we will require the exact names and amounts for each of your recipients, just to ensure that the right people are getting the right cards. Um, Another participant has a query. Can you add the physical card information to your Apple Wallet? So unfortunately, the physical card can only be used with the physical card itself in store by swiping. So you unfortunately can't add it to the Apple or Google Pay wallet. But if you had a digital card, you can of course add the digital card and use it that way. All right. Question for you, Laura, from Alma. If you are ordering digital cards, can you delay the delivery until nearer Christmas?
Hi, Alma. Unfortunately, it's not a service that we can offer at the moment. It's basically worked off a system that as soon as your order is paid for Digital Plus, your cards are issued automatically. And we have no control at the moment, but we are looking into doing something like that next year where we can schedule the Digital Plus cards going out. But for now, definitely this side of Christmas, it's as soon as your payment hits your own client wallet that the cards will be dispatched automatically.
Fabulous. Thank you. Um, Another question in, is there any way you can activate all the cards like previously instead of the recipients doing it? So unfortunately, in October 2023, we had to move over to a more secure system to ensure that each allocated recipient was only activating their own card and using their own card. So it is still the recipient's responsibility to activate their cards, and there isn't an option, unfortunately, to kind of bulk activate all of the cards in an order.
I just have a question there, my follow-up on Circuit as well, just about the activation.
Hmm.
Someone messaged in to say last year we had problems with the digital card. Lots of staff could not activate. They didn't receive the activation code in the email, and they couldn't get through to us on phone and emails either. Have you guys sorted that? We have updated our digital system and our platform. It's much better and much smoother this year. It no longer requires an activation code anymore. It's just basically the recipient, your employees will download an app called the Get My eCard app. All it will look for is their email address and a password that they'll set up themselves. And the email address is the one that you'll provide to us on the spreadsheet, and that's how the employees will activate their cards. It's much easier as well. And we have more staff for phone and emails this year as well. So you should get an answer. We have that sorted as well. But obviously, just to repeat, from the 9th of December to the 21st, it'll be all hands on deck on getting the orders out. So if you have queries before then, we'd recommend for better service from us to get it in a little bit sooner than that. But in terms of Digital Plus, 100%, it's a much better system, and there's no longer activation codes for the digital products.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of a smoother of a process, Laura. Thanks for that. Um, so someone just needs clarification. Can we give one card for €1,000 this year, or does it have to be two cards? So it doesn't have to be two cards. It's just a maximum of two cards if you choose that you want to split that amount. So absolutely, you can give one card for €1,000 at one time, and that will qualify under the small benefits scheme. Okay. Martha wants to know, is there an admin charge per order? Laura, I wonder if you could answer that for
Yeah, of
us.
course. So we do have a card charges for both our physical and digital products. The physical card charge starts at €5 and digital is €6. But basically, there's different bands on our website on allgogiftcard.com that breaks down the order amount. So I think it's 0 to 5,000 has the €5 fee, but if you order that, it will drop down to €4. So basically, the higher volume of your order, the smaller card charge fee will be on your invoice. But yeah, to answer it, we do have card charges for each of the cards.
Fabulous. Okay. Anya has a question regarding usage of the digital card. So, does the digital card have a tap limit? And Anya, the answer is that we do not police a tap limit ourselves. However, individual merchants may have a limit on the amount in one transaction they are willing to accept by you tapping your card. So for security reasons, the maximum amount of transactions that can happen within a 24-hour period on either the physical or digital cards is 10 transactions. But we rarely see people hitting that limit, and there is no limit on the amount you can spend for a contactless transaction unless the merchant says otherwise. So if you have a 500 euro card, you want to tap for 500 euro in one transaction, that's no problem with us. All right. Let's pull up another question. If an employee left last month, can I give them a card? So this was from an anonymous attendee, but whoever you are, um, you can of course give an employee that left last month a MasterCard. However, it will not qualify under the small benefit scheme, as the small benefit scheme is for employees in active employment with a contract, etc. So if that person has left, there probably will be tax to pay when you report that to revenue. Okay. Laura, maybe you can tell me if someone is to lose their card or their card is stolen, the physical card, what can be done in that circumstance?
Yeah, that's no problem. That happens often enough. We do recommend that you tell your employees to treat the card like cash, but obviously cards can get lost and stolen. We do have a customer service line, which is help@allgogiftcard.com, and our phone number as well, which is on the website. You can reach out to us and we can get your card suspended or blocked, just so that no transactions can be used, and we can work through a replacement ticket on our side to get you a replacement card out. There is a 20 euro fee for replacement cards, just to note. But that's no problem at all. We can sort replacement cards for physical cards if they're lost and stolen.
Fabulous. Thank you, Laura. All right. From Bree, can we get all digital cards emailed to the employer instead for the employer themselves to email out on a schedule that suits them? So, Bree, unfortunately, because the digital cards are linked, the token is linked directly to whichever email you submit on the order spreadsheet. If you were to assign all of the cards to info at or your company email, one particular email, unfortunately, the recipients wouldn't be able to use and activate their own cards. So it is recommended that you record the correct email addresses for each recipients, and then you can kind of schedule it yourself by placing that order as close to the date as you need. Give it 4 business days, and all shall be well. Um, all right. Laura, this attendee would like to know, can you have a corporate account on AllGo and preload the wallet, or is there an individual order and invoice for each batch of cards, shall we say?
Yeah, it would be an individual invoice. We can take like a credit system where we can say if you wanted to put like 5,000 euro into your own client wallet, that's no problem at all. But you'll still be subject to the same invoice and fees, charges, and delivery per invoice. But I know some companies it might make it easier if they wanted a certain amount of cards over say 6 month period, and they
Hmm.
just don't know the dates of what cards they're going out. They might bulk pay what the invoices total would be in advance, and then will reach out to us to look for their individual invoices coming out of their client wallets, if that makes sense. But you will still be subject to the same invoice and charges and delivery fees per invoice.
Okay, thank you for that. Um, an attendee would like to know, is it easy to check your balance? So the answer is yes. Um, As I said, each recipient is responsible for activating their own card, which involves creating an account on our cardholder website. And once they're all set up there, they can just log back into that account whenever they need to check the balance on their physical card, or if it was a digital card they received, the Get My eCard app has all of that information there for them. All right. Laura, what is the cost to employers per card? So what are the fees associated with ordering?
Yeah, so there's the card charges that I touched on earlier. This would be a card charge per card on each order. Again, the range starts from €5, down to €1 or down to €0, sorry, for physical, or €6 down to €1 for digital plus, and the full price bands are on our website. Delivery fees for digital plus or for physical cards, sorry, is €15 for standard delivery up to 100 cards, €25 for delivery over 100 cards, and €40 for delivery outside of the EU. And there's no fee for delivery of the Digital Plus cards because they go straight to the employees' email addresses. So they be the main card charges. But all our charges for like any of our branding, personalization, delivery fees, they're all on our website as well, broken up into the Digital Plus and the physical formats of the cards as well.
Super. All right. Will we require an employer PIN to activate the cards this year? It was required for a handful of our cards previously. So I believe what you may be referring to is the activation code, which was introduced last year. And this process is the same this year. So once your order is dispatched, if you are the client that ordered the cards, you will be sent an email with the activation code. And you can choose whichever way you'd like to, communicate that code onto each recipient, but it can be very handy just to forward the email around or take a screenshot or whatnot. But each recipient would require to have that code passed on from you. Um, they won't be able to get that code anywhere else for security purposes. All right.
There's a couple of MasterCard ones here, Circa, I could take.
Okay.
Basically, there's one saying, is there a time limit by which the cards must be used up? There's a €5, or sorry, 5 year validity date on all cards. And then just to let everyone know as well, once we dispatch the cards, a 12-month kind of timer works off the card. They're going into the 13th month of when the recipient receives their card, and they will be subject to a €3 fee. But the cards are fully valid for 5 years from when they receive them. And then the next one that I have is someone just asking, hello, we've sent the invoice through for payment, but I've had changes to employees. Can an updated recipient file be sent? The invoice payment will cover the sum of changes and no cost will be outstanding. That's no problem at all. We have an email address called orders@allgogiftcard.com. You can just pop us an email there and just give us the invoice number of the invoice you would have received, that you want an updated one and the new spreadsheet. But that's no problem at all. We can update that, no problem for you. And then the last one here is swipe and sign always available in retail commercial settings for physical cards? It should be. If they take Mastercards, they should have a swipe and sign facility. A lot of the new POS terminals, it's actually just at the top of the machines, rather than on the sides that we're used to as well. But if there's any hassle, you can always ask for a different person on the tills. I know some people might not just recognize their card. I might think that they don't take them. But once they take Mastercards, they should accept their cards and should have an access for a swipe and sign, 100%.
Fabulous. Thank you. Some great questions coming in still. Someone would like to know, which card do people find easiest to use? So we've definitely seen an increase in the popularity of our digital card product, especially in the last 2 years. In terms of ease of access, I would say that the digital card is maybe that bit more secure because you don't have a physical product which you could potentially lose. But the digital card for someone that is kind of comfortable on a smartphone, is used to using contactless payments in store, the digital is a great option. But our help our help team are always on hand up until really that December 9th date to give any support, and we can be contacted on help@allgogiftcard.com in case there are any issues. Um, Laura, Michelle would like to know, how much does it cost to put the company logo on the Mastercard itself? Is that possible?
Yeah, we can do that. I'd have to double check this. I do think it's 75 cent for a logo on envelope. Again, I can just double check that on our website right now, and then I can get back in 1 second. But I do think it's 75 cent per envelope.
Hmm. And Michelle, just in case you were thinking, is there a possibility of branding the physical card itself? That unfortunately will not be possible. But as Laura has explained, there's loads of different personalization options that will add that special touch to your cards for your recipients. All right, let's see. Um, Someone else says that they were not sent the digital number to give out to their employees last year. They had to call to find out what the code was and request for it to be resent. Should it have been sent automatically? So, absolutely should have been sent automatically, but little mistakes do happen. Um, and we have been working all year to really optimize all of our systems to weed out all of those inconsistencies and little errors which you may have experienced last year. So we hope it'll be much more of a seamless process and haven't had too many complaints this year about the activation codes getting sent out. So they should absolutely be sent to the purchaser within a couple of hours of when the cards are dispatched on our sides.
And just to follow up on Michelle, yeah, it's 75 cents per envelope per card. Just had to double check that.
Don't doubt your knowledge, Laura. Okay, Martha has a question regarding the value on the card. So, how long is the full value left on the card before any admin charges start to apply to each card? Also, what is the admin charge that applies and is it monthly? So, Martha, your recipients will have 12 brilliant months of kind of cost-free spending with the AllGo Mastercard. So the there is no charge for the recipients using the AllGo Mastercard within the first 12 months. But once that period passes, if there is any remaining balance on the cards themselves, there would be a €3 maintenance fee deducted per month until the card is empty. In terms of other charges that would apply to your card holders, if they wish to use their cards outside of the Eurozone, so in sterling or in a different currency like dollar, there would be a 2.75% foreign currency transaction fee that would apply to that transaction in particular. Um, the only other fee off the top of my head would be if the person does lose their physical card and they need a replacement, and that would be €20 from the balance of the card for us to arrange and send out a new card to them. All right. Let's see. Another question, can the digital card be used to buy store vouchers, for example, Dunn's or Smith's vouchers? Um, Provided Dunn's and Smith's, which I'm pretty confident they do, accept the MasterCard, that should be no problem. Um, some some merchants may be a bit more iffy on, accepting certain payment methods for their own vouchers, but there would be no issue on the MasterCard, on the AllGo MasterCard side for a transaction like that. Um, Laura, maybe you can help me with this one. Is the physical card only to be used in store or can it be used online as well?
No, the card can be used online as well, 100%. Anywhere that takes MasterCard in store or online. Once the recipient receives their physical card, they just need to register for 3D Secure on our website, allgo.getmybalance.com. And once they do that, it's basically just tying their phone number to the card so that they can receive the 3DS verification. But once they do that, 100%, anywhere that takes MasterCard, they can use online.
Fabulous. Um, Laura, as well, can the cards go to the company name? So I wonder, is that a question about the spreadsheet? But can the cards be assigned to a company name instead of a person?
Unfortunately not. If that's in regards to on the spreadsheet where it says like first name, last name, and you just want to put in, for example, first name, all go, surname group, we can't do that. It does have to be assigned to an actual individual. And on the spreadsheet as well, like the max that we could have is two of the same employees' names as well. So if it's a large order, we couldn't have the same person's name. For every card on the spreadsheet, it would be limited to two. But yeah, no, we'd need individual names rather than company names, if that's what the question is regard to. But if it's slightly different that you're meaning, just ask again and we can answer that too.
Thanks. All right. For the physical cards, is there one activation code for each card or is it per company? Um, so yes, it is just per order that the activation code applies. So if you get 20 cards in one order, all 20 of those cards would have the same activation code and which would be emailed to you. All right. Laura. I have a question for Martha. In relation to own branding, wallet, or envelopes, what is the process for this? And is there a facility on the order form to upload your logos? And what kind of lead time does this ask for? Did this add to the process?
Yeah, of course. So everything that you need to let us know what you need for our order or your order, sorry, is on our website, allgogiftcard.com. You'd go to either the physical or the digital plus card order form. And on that, for example, on the physical cards, it would say if you want any optional extras, it would be like a little tick box. You'd say, so say for example, you wanted logo and envelope, you'd tick that and it'd populate a field for you to upload your logo. If you want any other branding, we can do that as well. It's basically it'd be like a drop-down menu that you can upload everything that you need. We'd receive that on our side and we'd invoice you for them costs. There would be for logo and envelope to be no extra turnaround time. We just do that in-house. But if you wanted branded greeting cards or branded card carriers, we do just go to an external printers for them. So it would add a 7-day lead time onto the standard order time. But it's fairly quick enough. But obviously, again, if you are looking for extra branding, we would recommend getting your order in a little bit earlier for Christmas, just because we don't want to be too tight and that's leaving it too close for you to give out your cards to the employees. But basically, anything for branding, you can upload through our website, and if we have any queries, we can get back to you. But it's fairly simple enough, the upload fields and everything.
Okay, super. Um, all right. Another question from a client. When placing my order for physical cards, is the IBAN that I need to pay into an Irish account, Laura?
No, it will either be a German or a Denmark IBAN, DE or DK it will start with. It's just basically, it's all, sorry, you might be a bit better explaining this, but it's all basically through an Irish settlement account, but it's just for us to be able to give everyone their individual IBANs, it just has to be a Denmark or a German IBAN that starts with DK or DE. But once you're assigned an IBAN, that will be your IBAN forever with your AllGo orders. And no two companies will have the same IBAN, everyone gets their own individual one.
Yeah, just for security of funds purposes, that's the main thing. So, um, all right, if someone loses their card, do they need to know the card number or do you keep a record of these? So it is the recipient's responsibility to keep track of their card number in the event that they would need a replacement. Um, a really great thing about the new cardholder website is that once they register the card, the full 16-digit card number is available in their account, even if they lose the card. Um, if they don't have access to the card number, we of course will do our best to assist them. We can work with both the recipient and the purchaser of the card to try and decipher which card is theirs. Um, but it's not always possible. So it would be important for each recipient to keep a note of their card number themselves. Okay. Laura, if after 12 months the balance on the card is very small, like €1 50 cent, what would happen with the €3 maintenance charge?
So it would just run down to zero. It wouldn't go into minus or anything like that. It would just run down to zero. That's all. Um,
Okay.
and just on that as well, I see a question there saying the €3 per month maintenance fee, is it taken due to inactivity on the card or on all cards after 12 months? After 12 months, it would go off all cards, whether there's been activity or inactivity. It basically goes off the day that we dispatch the cards that the cards have been processed on. So I'd recommend if you don't want to be subject to those fees, just to obviously use your card up within the 12 months. But yeah, anyone will be subject to the €3 per month maintenance fee.
Brilliant. Um, Someone would like to know, can you use the AllGo card to top up a Revolut card? So I touched on the small benefit terms at the beginning of the presentation, and because the cards are operating under the small benefit scheme, they can't have any quasi cash uh, transaction capability. So you won't be able to withdraw funds on through an ATM. You won't be able to transfer funds through your bank or Revolut or PayPal. So you can't top up a Revolut card, unfortunately. Um, and there are also a few other things that you can't do with the card. So gambling and charity donations also won't be accepted, unfortunately, based on those small benefit scheme limitations. Um, Let's see.
Might jump in there, Circus. Sorry, just on connection with what you just said there. There was someone asking, can staff pay utilities or mortgage payments with the card? Unfortunately, not anything that would be a recurring payment as well. Just would be blocked off the card as well. So anything like a credit union loan, staff utilities, or anything like that. Unfortunately, no.
Okay, thank you. All right. Someone has a question, I believe, about an existing order that they have open with us. We have sent the invoice through for payment, but have had changes to the employees. Can an updated recipient file be sent? The invoice payment would cover the sum of changes and no cost would be outstanding. So in those kind of circumstances, it really depends on what stage your order is at. So for whichever client that is, if you wouldn't mind sending us an email with your order number and a summary of the changes you would like to make to orders@allgogiftcard.com, and our team are on hand to advise you and make any changes if it is, if we have the ability to do so. Okay. Laura, this potential client says she is currently, or they are currently looking at the website for ordering physical cards, and they cannot seem to find the spreadsheet template. So where would that be?
So if you're on allgogiftcard.com, there's a button on the top right saying order now, and it brings up a drop down and it says physical card. And if you scroll down about halfway through the on the page, it says order spreadsheet. Please upload one of the following order spreadsheet templates, and it says standard, which is our courier bulk delivery spreadsheet, or minimum 10 cards or individual delivery spreadsheet. And it's just there. They're like blue hyperlinks in the middle of the page. So yeah, you might just be on the end user side for the physical cards. It's actually just in the order now section. It'll be there. And we'll actually, just on that, we're actually sending around the spreadsheets with the recording of this webinar after to all attendees. So you can even save them to your own computer as well so that you have them on file as well if needed.
Fabulous. Okay. A question that I missed earlier, and apologies for the delay. Can I order for clients, or does it have to be employees who are capped at €1,000? So the the small benefit scheme only applies to registered, contracted Irish employees. So at your discretion, you can order the card for, a client or maybe a supplier that you have, but this will not qualify for the tax relief under the small benefit scheme. So just to be aware of that. Okay, another question regarding the small benefit scheme. You mentioned at the start on reporting to revenue. Can you explain more on this? So that was from CK. So essentially, prior to 2024, there was no firm structure for the reporting of gifts given under the small benefit scheme. And this year, there is now responsibility on the employer to report to revenue on or before the date that they award the card to the recipient, to the employee. So if, for example, I was to order a MasterCard for Laura, would you like that, Laura? If I was to order a MasterCard for Laura and I was her employer and I ordered it today, the 14th of November, but I decided not to give it to Laura until the 14th of December, I would just have to make sure that I have completed the enhanced revenue reporting on or before December 14th to notify them that I am giving that award. Um, it would be worth you looking back at our webinar from 2 weeks ago. The link is on our website. We did go into more detail on what the process looks like for actually making that report to revenue and how you can do so, whichever option works best for your company. Okay. Um, Another question. An EE, which I'm going to assume is employee, has misplaced last year's card and has a small balance remaining. I presume they need to contact yourself to get it sorted. Laura, do you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they can reach out to us. We have an email address, help@allgogiftcard.com. They can just give us a shout there and just let us know as much detail as possible if they have the card number. But even just their name and the company they received the card from, the date that they would have received the card, and the balance that would have been on the card, just makes it easier on our side, sorry, for finding the card. And then there's no problem. It would just be a €20 fee to get the card replaced, but no worries at all. We can look after that.
Super. When registering Digital Plus cards for 3D Secure, what is needed? So, for the time being, after you've redeemed your Digital Plus card on the Get My eCard app, if you would like to also use the card online, you will have to go onto our cardholder website, allgo.getmybalance.com, and either log in or create an account there as well. Once you're in the account and you have your card added, you will see the 3DS enrollment, and the criteria required is for you to enter a phone number. It can be an international phone number, whichever you prefer. Your surname, which should match the surname submitted for you by your employer when ordering, and the 4-digit secure login PIN. So that is a PIN that the cardholder selects themselves when using the cardholder website. So it's just those three pieces of information. And then as soon as they have submitted that, it is an instant process that the card is now ready for online use. All right. Laura, can a digital card be transferred to another person?
Yeah, it can do, but we would view that as a replacement card process. It's not as simple as me getting a card and then just wanting to give it a circa. It is tied to an email address. So that card, when the employee gets their card through email, that email address is basically what's associated to the card to activate it. So for us to change it into a different person's name and email address, we would have to do it as a replacement card, and there'd be €20 fee for that. But it can physically be done. Yeah.
Okay, super. Next question. Does your company report the transaction to Irish Revenue, or does it have to be shown on the wage file? So we have no involvement in revenue, and everything to do with the enhanced revenue reporting that we spoke about is is the responsibility of the employer. So I'll go make no submissions on your behalf to revenue. We don't pass through any details. Um, and the main purpose of our employee spreadsheet, although it was a bit of a coincidence that it came at the same time as the EOR, the function of our spreadsheet is for anti-money laundering purposes. So that is just that is the spreadsheet is just for our own internal processes to comply with anti-money laundering procedures, and it won't be passed on. All right.
There's just an,
Do
oh, sorry, circa.
No, it's okay. I'm on a roll here. There's so many questions flying in. We're trying to catch up with them all. Sorry. I seem to have missed the answer, but do physical cards need to have a signature given, or can they simply be swiped? Um, I would say it kind of depends on the purchaser, or on the, excuse me, on the merchant. So some shops may be aware of the requirement that they need for their own purposes to ask the card holder to sign the receipt. So it may well happen, but usually people merchants actually don't realize that it needs to happen. So it really depends on where you're heading into. Laura, have you seen any other questions?
Yeah, I have one there saying which type of card is cheaper overall for an employer to use and buy, as it all adds up. Basically, all both our physical and digital cards do have card charges. So our digital plus one starts at €6, and our physical one starts at €5, but there's no delivery fee on top of it for the digital cards. So depending on how many you're buying, it might work out cheaper just to buy the digital plus cards because you won't be paying a 15 or €25 physical delivery fee on top of it. And then just on that as well, someone asked if we wish to use these cards as as gifts for our clients on an ongoing basis. Is there any reduction in the fee for the physical card? It makes them very expensive, and the digital card is not as personal as receiving the physical one. I do agree it is nice getting the physical card, especially at Christmas to physically hand your employees something. But unfortunately, there's no reduction in the fees. The higher that you buy, the cheaper the card charge does go down. So if you're buying a larger amount, the card charge would be smaller than the €5 that it starts with. But unfortunately, there are set fees, and we don't have any reductions, unfortunately.
Mhm. It's on an order basis, as Laura said. Um, okay. Must all employees be Irish residents, or can I give them to overseas employees? Um, so the overseas part shouldn't be an issue, provided that they are the employees that you have recorded on your spreadsheet when ordering the cards. One thing just to consider is that the cards, both digital and physical, can only be redeemed or activated within the EU or the UK. So if there was employees that you have, say, located in Spain, Germany, France, the UK, they would have no problem using the cards to their full potential. Okay. Can I do the same with a physical card if I, the employee, want to give it to someone else? So I would assume this means that, um, say you've received a card from your company and you would like to gift it on to, say, a family member or a friend. You're a very generous person, so fair play. Um, Unfortunately, based on the anti-money laundering procedures that we have to comply with for the AllGo Mastercards, that would not be possible. So if that person were to ever require our assistance with an issue with their MasterCard, they would not pass our cardholder verification check because their name would not match the original recipient's name. So I would have to strongly recommend against giving the cards onwards to other people.
I have a couple of MasterCard ones just down here. I know we only have 5 minutes left, so I'll just go through them quickly. But someone's asking, can they be used for food bills in a restaurant or a pub, nightclub? Absolutely. Once they accept MasterCard, they will take our cards. On that note, someone is just asking that it does not go through every time when swiped. When a staff member will say they do, it's not accepted. It's dismissive to say it does when my experience is it does not. What I could recommend is if you wouldn't mind emailing us, it's orders@allgogiftcard.com, just with the merchants who are saying that doesn't go through, and we can absolutely look into this. And because if they're saying that they accept MasterCards, they should take our cards.
Hmm.
But if you don't mind, it's just an anonymous attendee, so I don't actually have your name. But if you didn't mind popping us an email at orders@allgogiftcard.com, we could look into that and reach out to
Hmm.
the merchant maybe just to see if there is any issues. Um,
Yeah.
but as far as we're aware, they should absolutely take our cards.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be, it could be something, I mean, as little as maybe swiping the card the wrong direction on the card reader, but definitely if it's happening in a few different places for you, please do get in touch because there are some troubleshooting steps that we can take and we can look in to see what could be going on your card. Um, all right. Last few questions, and then we will have to finish up. We'll do one more. Um, Delivery fee, Laura, is it per card or can they be delivered to an employer as a full pile for us to give to staff? Thanks.
So delivery fee is per order, not per card. So our small, there's no delivery fee for email or for digital plus emails, and then for physical, it's €15 up to 100 cards for one order, not per card. 25 euro, sorry, over 100 cards, and €40 out of the EU. But yeah, that it's per order, not per card.
Fabulous. All right, guys, we'd like to thank you so much for joining our MasterCard webinar today. Um, there will be an email going out shortly after the webinar to all of the registrants with a copy of our small benefit scheme and the MasterCard brochures. As Laura said, there will be a link to the spreadsheets that you guys need to order. And I would also advise you to check out AllGo MasterCard gift card website at allgogiftcard.com to keep up to date with our coming webinars, and we will also be hosting a few LinkedIn events, live events. So I think the next one is on Friday, and you can tune in there. It'll just be an audio event. So yeah, once again, thanks for all your questions and interactions, and get those orders in ASAP. You've been warned, and we will chat to you guys again soon.
Thanks.